it's really important for you to learn about finances because that's one of the greatest problem people have. You can be a great guy, a great woman, a great man, but if you don't know how to manage your finances, you will always be broke and be in trouble.
Welcome to the Shattered Mindset Podcast. Wisdom from life's turning points and defining moments. I'm your host, Melvin Larry, and I'm so excited to be sitting here with Mr. Wilken Dorcilien. Wow, this gentleman is just so accomplished in so many things in the world of finance, the speaking, teaching. Just he's done so many things in life, and I'm just excited to be here with you, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
Very good, very
Yes,
good. Would you do me a favor and just tell us all a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Wilken Dorcilien. Mr. It's Possible. People call him Mr. It's Possible. I'm a financial educator. I help people plan, save money with discipline and plan their retirement because most people are not thinking about retirement, right, until it comes. So help people plan their retirement so that they can retire without financial stress.
Excellent. Well, I mean, people see you in that capacity, and that's a outstanding thing because we need to know so much more about our financial future. Yeah. But hey, listen, you didn't start out that way. You started out somewhere in Haiti. And
yes, sir.
If you would, can you just maybe tell us a little bit, share about your journey and how you got here from where you are?
Well, man, this is
what's maybe
that's
a defining
long story,
moment.
But
Maybe
I'll
a defining
tell you, yes.
moment.
Well, actually, I was born in Haiti, really small village in Haiti. Traditional family. My father worked in the capital. My mother took care of the kids in the village, like 4 of us. At that moment, we had a good life because our neighbors, my father was working, so we had money, food to eat. But one day, a friend of my father came from the capital. Friend came and to give us the tragic news that my father was in a hospital. But in my culture, when someone comes and tells you something like that about someone you love, it's because the person has died already. So we understood when my mother went to the capital, when she got there, my father has already died or had already died. So it was a really tough moment, because being in a village where there is no opportunity, I was about 15, no opportunity, nowhere you can go to say, man, I want to get a job. Nobody's going to give you a job because nobody has a job for themselves. So it was tough. It was hard. But after high school, fast forward, I moved to the Dominican Republic to continue with my studies, look for a better life. This country, man, it was not easy, There were occasions where I would spend up to 3-4 days without food. Okay, so I said I needed to get a job. But to get a job in the DR, I needed to learn how to speak English. But
English?
Yes, besides learning how to speak Spanish.
Right, okay.
It's a Spanish country, but here's what happens. You come, like Haitian, when you come, if you want to work, there are 2 options. The first option is for you to do the things that they don't want to do. The second option is for you to do the things they cannot do. So the things they don't want to do is to sell fruits on the street, to go in construction, do things like that. The things that most people cannot do is to speak English and work at a call center. So I decided to say, man, I have to learn English. Didn't have money to go take classes. We didn't have YouTube, like you can sit down and watch YouTube, learn something right as we do now. But what I found, it was a VHS cassette with a movie in English about a huge tornado in Oklahoma called Twister.
Now, I know that movie.
You know it.
I know that movie.
I didn't have a TV in the room where I lived, but my neighbor had a TV with a VHS player in the bottom of it. It came integrated with that TV. I sat down every day to watch the movie. see how the actors move their lips to pronounce the word. I found myself a piece of broken mirror to look at my lips to see if I could do the same.
Wow. Wow.
It was not easy, but eventually I learned how to speak enough English. Even now, I'm still learning.
So am I, as a matter
enough to start working. So I started working in a call center, working for T-Mobile, being in Dominican Republic. Boost Mobile, became a manager for Boost Mobile, worked for Western Digital, the tech company, Sirius XM, the satellite radio.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Things changed and then got married.
You did it all.
Yes, sir. So that's the story of my life.
So, it took a lot of resilience for you to be able to do those things and to move to that. What would you say is some of the biggest mindset shifts that helped you to overcome the obstacles that you were faced with?
Now that I can think about it, because at that moment, I didn't even know if mindset was a thing. Mm-hmm. But it seems that God has put something in me to understand certain things. Because at the moment I said, man, I need to do it, right? This is all I have to do.
Right.
And the mindset was that if somebody else can do it, I can do it too. The mindset was, if there is a door, I remember saying this to myself when I was looking for jobs. I said, if there is a door, I can get in. So this kept me going. But I didn't even know if mindset was a thing back then.
Well, in your book, You Should Never Give Up on Your Dreams.
Yes.
What do you think is the number one mental obstacle that people face? And, and how can they overcome it?
It's to start to believe that the thing you want to do is not possible anymore. It's that belief. Because the reason why people give up on themselves or give up on their goals and dreams is because they get to a point where they try once, they try a second time, they try a third time, and it didn't work. And they believe, man, this is not possible.
They're done.
They're done.
Yeah.
So that's the number one belief, I think, that people have that stop them from pursuing the things they want to achieve in their life.
So would you say that just people, one of the things that we call it, we call it the people's IQ level, their I quit level.
I quit, okay.
How far have you got to be before you hit your IQ level?
Yeah.
And people have a different IQ level, I quit level.
I quit, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then, with that, I mean, that's a book, one of the number of books that you've written, and you pull yourself up like that, and you have that mindset. But let me go back to Haiti, if you will.
Yes.
How did you develop that kind of a thought process early in life? Where did that come from?
I think it's my dad. My mom is a really resilient woman too. My dad, I remember my dad was working at a school as a teacher. Mm-hmm. Something happened. I don't even remember what happened. And he said, well, he was not at the school anymore. Well, he was not working there. Mm-hmm. And he said, if this is what they do, I can build my own school. Mm. And inside of the house where we lived, he started a school. Wow. His own school. Now they said, that's what you do. I'm going to start my own school.
So he started his school out of the adversity that was happening in his school. And that's why Napoleon Hill says, in every adversity is the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit.
Yeah.
And he found that.
He found it.
And you're inspired by that, not even knowing it, right?
Yes, because we didn't even have the space, like a small house.
Yeah.
But there is a school in there.
Wow. So it was kind of implanted in that. So something, a thing or two about resilience coming up.
Yeah.
So as someone who is a speaker, a trainer, and so forth, what do you think about this term emotional intelligence and what kind of a role it plays in people's finances?
It plays a big role. Emotional intelligence, because before they would measure someone's intelligence by their IQ. So, but
A
after
different
that,
IQ than I just talked
well,
about.
a different one, yes.
Yeah.
But now it's not even about the IQ really anymore, because most of the big companies now, you don't even need to have a certificate or a diploma
Yeah.
to go work for them
Yeah.
if you can show them what you can do.
Yeah.
So I believe emotional intelligence, how you deal with people, how you face your adversities, how you bounce back from falling down. These things, they really make a big difference in somebody's finances,
Yeah.
I would say, because as you pursue your goals and your dreams, your courage, like your financial goals, whatever goal you have in your life you're pursuing, your faith will be tested. Your courage is going to be tested as you pursue that, as you move towards that goal and dream. Now, as your courage is being tested, it's because you have to become the person. You have to learn the lessons. But here's what happens. Some people, when their courage is being tested, they give up. They quit.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you're not supposed to quit, because the things that they are trying to achieve has been achieved already.
What do you think, from a finance person's perspective, what do you think is people's biggest misconception about money?
Biggest misconception about money is the mindset towards money. And there are three mindsets, I would say. Well, I heard this from a great guy. I'm not going to say the name if he doesn't send me a code, right? So he said that there are three mindsets, right? There is a poor mindset. Poor mindset, people believe that money is just to pay the bills, right? When the money comes in, whatever they're going to do with it is to pay the bills, right? If they finish paying their bills, they have some money left, they will find somebody with bills to help them pay it, because the money is here, bills have to be paid. This is a misconception.
Okay.
The second one is the middle class or rich mindset. That mindset believes that money is to buy things, right? If money is available, the money is in a bank account, we need to be buying things.
Yeah.
Why we're not buying anything?
Exactly.
These people, and I'm not talking about a group of people, I'm talking about the mindset,
I understand.
right? So people who have this mindset, at the end of the year, they will throw at everything. They throw them away
Yeah.
so that they can buy new things,
Yeah.
because they have the money to buy it.
Yeah.
These people always say, we got to treat ourselves because we work hard for this money. Let's buy things.
Buy things.
This is a misconception about money.
Right.
Right. I would say these are the two greatest misconceptions I understand people have about money. That's what, because having this mindset, it will keep them away from being wealthy.
Well, a lot of times mindset is staked in our philosophies, which can be developed early in life.
Okay,
And our
yeah.
philosophies, just like part of your resilience in your mindset, came from your dad making decisions and so forth. And so, things can happen, how we perceive things, how we hold them in our head, and so forth. So you wrote another book called The Young Christian's Credit Book.
Oh, yes.
All right. And it's kind of a faith-based approach to building credit and so forth. What do you think is an important thing for young people to do early in life to start mastering that area of money?
It is really important, because one of the greatest problems we have in our society is because money is not being taught at school. It's not being taught at home either. So the places where people learn things, they are not learning the things that they need to succeed in life.
Yeah.
So if a young person is watching this right now, is it's really important for you to learn about finances, because that's one of the greatest problem people have. You can be a great guy, a great woman, a great man, but if you don't know how to manage your finances, you will always be broke and be in trouble. So you don't want that to happen. So yes, as a young person, you need to learn about finances, because this will put you way ahead of the pack, I would say.
What's a good first action or first step for a young person to take?
First action is to learn, because as you're young, it's not about let me make money or let me save money. You need to read books about finances, because whatever you're going to do, it's going to come out of your mind. It's not about how much money you can make right now, how much you can save right now. It's how much do you know about money? Why are you doing the things you do? Because we can tell you save $100 a month, but you don't even know why you're saving that $100 a month. It doesn't make sense to you. But when you learn about it, you know why you're saving that money. You will do it with purpose.
You know, I didn't learn a lot about money. My dad was a great provider, but I can't say he was a great teacher in that, not taking anything away from him, because he was a great provider, great dad and everything. But I didn't really learn about money coming up. And so I didn't know how to teach my children about money growing up. I tried to just take care of my family. So what are the things that you feel that parents can do to be better in that area in guiding their children through life and bringing their children on and creating awareness and success habits financially for their children?
It's teach them. Now, if you don't know enough to teach them, take them to workshops, take them to seminars.
There are those things
Yes.
for parents to do.
Yes, of course. Take them to financial literacy workshops, financial literacy seminars, where people who know they are talking about these things, and there you learn. Now, when you know, you can teach. You know better, you do better, right? So these are the things. But now, if parents, you already know, you have the information, is to get your kids involved in the things that you're doing, so they learn about the process, to see how it works, understand how paying bills, understand how you make money, right? So money is not just falling off the sky. It's that there is time, there's skills that you put into it for money to come. Yes.
What, I heard somebody say that the old adage my daddy used to always say to me, money doesn't grow on trees. And I heard somebody say that it really does, because money's made out of paper.
Well,
so yeah. I guess. But what would you say for you that's one lesson you wish you had learned early in life that may have accelerated your success?
One lesson, if I have learned in life that could accelerate my success, is understanding that I could do better. Because as I was growing up, when my father died, I started to believe that I couldn't do anything better. I started to develop that belief about myself that I was no good for like nothing. So because of that, I would hide myself, right? But when I started to understand that it's possible for me, so this is where I started to make the effort. This is where I started to connect with people. I started to do the things that I believe are possible for me. So if I have learned that about myself earlier, I could have been further along in my journey.
Well, we talk about you coming along. We talk about parenting and so forth. When you have a mentorship program, or had a mentorship program that focused on personal identity and self-publishing and so forth. So Why is that so important, or why is it so important for young people or young adults to really define their own path?
It is really important, and not just young people,
Good point.
because one thing is mentorship is really important. The moment I discovered myself when we were in the Dominican Republic, my wife and I, with the kids, and then when we moved here to the U.S. in 2014, I was looking for something because when I saw how people were, running around to make a living, trying to get jobs, and we were doing the same things. We were living in Miami, and our job was in Coral Springs. So we had to take 3 buses to get to work, right? When we first got to the U.S., 3 buses to get to work. Sometimes we had to chase the bus because it was about time for the bus to leave, chasing the bus, you know? So, and then one night, my wife and I, we were in a room and we were on YouTube, and I saw this guy, he was talking. I said, man, this guy's talking really good. How does he learn to speak like that? And then I started to check his name. He was giving a TED Talk. That was Tony Robbins. I said, oh, man, I want to know who that is. And I found out that he was going to have a seminar in Chicago. That was July 2015. I say, I'm going. And people say, how you going to Chicago being in Miami? You don't even know anything about the U.S. You don't know anything about the country. See, I'm going anyway. So I bought the ticket, went to Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins in Chicago, UPW 2015. So this is where the journey started. And after that, I started taking classes with Les Brown. So mentorship is really important. Just to answer the question, I went all the way back. So mentorship is really important in someone's life, because if you don't have a mentor that can help you discover things that you don't even know about yourself, man, you're never healed from some of the things that happened in your life in the past that you don't even pay attention to.
So the term proximity to power has a lot of value to you.
A lot, yes.
Right. So you're a mentor, you're an author, you're a speaker. So how do all of these roles come together to support your mission?
My mission is to help people break free from financial burdens. It's to help people understand that they can save enough money to retire without financial stress. Now, as a speaker, I also speak on finances, right? As a mentor, right? Even though I'm talking to someone about whatever it is, but the end goal is, how is this going to help you in your financial life, right?
And so this is somehow all of this led you toward a podcast, the It's Possible podcast,
possible.
and it covers financial education and personal development.
Yes.
So what was your vision when you started it, and what would you say that the impact you've seen since you started it?
My vision when I started was for me to leave a legacy, because I said to myself, I have so much in me. If I'm not here anymore, what are my kids? What will they know about me? Is there a place that I can live after I'm not here anymore?
Yeah.
So that was the vision, right? It's a place where my life can be recorded. And then people don't need to be writing my story for me. I am writing my own story.
Yeah. Wow. Look, you've accomplished a whole lot already in a relatively short period of time. What's next for you? Any upcoming books or whatever? And what kind of initiatives do you have coming?
Yes, I have a book that's coming out right now. It's called Index Universal Life, IUL. It's the secrets to tax-free retirement and Generational Wealth.
Wow.
This is the book that's coming out. And
What about podcast projects? Any podcast projects you have?
podcast project. Well, the space we have here is pretty big. So I'm building another studio where I can help other entrepreneurs to come and produce their podcast. Because one thing I see is that it seems that even though we know about podcasting, it looks to me that a lot of business owners who are busy doing their business, they don't know anything about having a podcast to grow their business. So this is one thing I'm doing right now, preparing the space where they can come, and it's just a do it for you thing. You don't need to know anything about camera, nothing about sound and lighting. You just come sit down, talk, and then I'll produce the whole thing for you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So where can listeners connect or viewers connect with you? Where can they get your books or engage with your mentoring program? How can people connect with you?
It's Possible Podcasts on YouTube and Instagram. It's Possible Podcast 1. I'm on Facebook. It's Possible Podcasts. All right. So I have a website that I'm building right now that I call It's Possibles. The reason I put the S is because we have a lot of things under the It's Possible. So I call it It's Possible. So this is where you will find the It's Possible podcast, the books that are coming out, like the book that I have coming out right now, it will be there too, and all the things that we do.
Well, Wilken, your journey has just been inspiring, and
Thank you.
It's been masterful. It's been inspiring. It's just your talk about finance, about mindset mastery, personal development. It comes together, and it addresses the whole person.
Yes.
So we look at little parts of us here and little parts of us there, but it addresses the whole person. So, hey, folks, listen, definitely connect with Wilken here. The It's Possible podcast. It's possible. If you're trying to find him on YouTube, it's possible for you to find him there.
Yes.
Because it's possible. It's the name of it. If you're trying to find him on Instagram, it's possible.
It's possible.
Because it's possible is the name of it. If you're trying to find him on Facebook, it's possible.
It's possible.
My goodness, you couldn't have done it any better than that, man. You had to write a book called It's Possible.
I'm writing that book.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
So if you want to know anything about anything in life, it's possible.
It's possible.
Hey, listen, folks, thank you, my friend, so much.
Yes,
this has
sir.
been just an absolute joy
you.
to share with you and for you to share with us. So, hey, folks, listen, until the next time, keep adapting, keep adjusting, keep reaching for those higher heights. We'll see you next time on the Shattered Mindset podcast. Take care. Take charge. God bless.